to my channel. Today I want to talk about preparations in ballet. So what I mean by that is when we're about to start an exercise, usually there is like a little preparation, usually of just the arms, but sometimes arms and legs, before we actually get into doing the exercise. I want to talk about what an allongé is because that's very common in preparations, and also give you a little idea about which preparations go with which type of music. So I first want to talk about what an allongé is because that's going to be a feature of quite a lot of our preparations. So allongé means to elongate, and basically what that means is, for example, if I'm in bras barre here, an allongé is going to be just literally elongating the arm and then coming back to the same position. We can also do an allongé in second. So here I am, my arm is in second. An allongé is just elongating the arm and then coming back to second. What an allongé is not is lift, or here, lift. It's not this kind of waving around of the arms. Now I know that in certain styles of ballet, the arms do have kind of more freedom and we do get a little bit more of like a wafty kind of movement, but the pure classical technique, an allongé doesn't lift, it just elongates because that is what the word means. So now that we know what an allongé is, let's talk about different types of preparations. Now the first thing that it's going to be important to understand is the difference between music that is written in either a 2 or a 4, or music that's written in a 3. Now if you haven't seen my video talking about ballet music, I'm going to link it in the description because this video is going to be really helpful for you to be able to identify whether something is in a 2 or a 4 or whether it's in a 3. So if you haven't seen that yet, please check that video out because it's going to be really helpful for preparations as well. So as a general rule, and this will change depending on the teacher and depending on kind of the style of music they're using, but if we're talking about pure classical ballet using classical music, usually if the music is in a 2 or in a quick 4, our preparation is going to be from here, we're going to bring the arm to first, and we're going to bring the arm to second, and then we're going to start the exercise. So that's true of usually things like tendus, jetés, frappés, but obviously with frappés we're going to bring the arm out with the arm coming to first, and then we're going to come into flex or coup de pied or whatever as we bring the arm to second. So there are different variations with the legs, but usually for a 2 or a quick 4 we are going to prepare 1 and 2. Now when we come to dancing in a 3, usually it's the slower exercises, so it can be rond de jambe, fondue, adage, things like that. We sometimes have a breathe, an allongé, and then we prepare first and second. And sometimes we don't even prepare first and second, we just have a breathe, and then we start the exercise like a développé, for example. So if you actually start to pay attention to the music, you can actually kind of hear the energy of the music, and even if you're not able to identify the counts, sometimes you'll be able to tell by the kind of accents in the music and by the kind of speed of the music whether it's a kind of slow, soft music which is going to be this kind of preparation, and actually it flows and it's all joined up, there's no sudden kind of position or anything like that, or whether it's something with a little bit more kind of character, strong accents, and in which case it might be that you actually mark the first and then you mark the second, or with something like grand battement you might even do first and then up to fifth. So it really depends, but I think it's important to start trying to listen to the music and listen to the type of accents, and then you'll have a better idea about the preparation. Obviously your teacher might just tell you what the preparation is, which is great, but sometimes teachers are busy doing the exercises, thinking of the exercises, teaching the exercises, and might assume that you already know how to prepare for that exercise. And as I said before, each teacher might have a preference for how they prepare for each exercise, but usually what's not going to happen is that you have a jeté exercise, for example, and you're going to have a breathe and then you're going to have this. It just doesn't go with the feel of the exercise. So the other thing you need to think about is how many bars of introduction in the music there actually are for you to do the preparation. So sometimes there are going to be 2 bars and sometimes there are going to be 4 bars. It's quite unusual to have 8, but it is possible. So for example, for a tendu, we're probably going to have weight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With something like an adage, we might have 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then we start the exercise. And if we're just doing a breathe to prepare, then we're going to wait for the 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and we start. So the last thing that I want to mention for preparations at the bar is the head. So usually, and again, your teacher might have a different variation on this, but usually we're going to look into the hand and then we're going to look outwards if we're going either devant or derrière first. If we're going second first, which sometimes happens, then we're just going to keep the head in front and then we're going to start. But usually, most exercises do start devant, so in that case we're looking kind of into the hand and then out, ready to go forward for whatever it is. So the same principles apply in the centre. If it's a 2-4 or a 4-4, you're probably going to have a preparation that might either be through first and then open to second, or for example if we're doing tendus first, it's going to be first, maybe fourth, or first and third. There are different variations, but again, it's usually going to be a 2-position preparation, whereas with an adage, we might have a breathe, an open and an out, or we might just directly have a breathe and then we're going with a développé or whatever we're going with. So another preparation that we might have from the corner, for example, is being in this position in demi-bras, and again we might just have an allongé. Remember that it's just an extension from the elbow, just a lengthening of the arm, so I'm not doing a big something like this, it's literally just a breathe, and then we go with whatever it is, tombé, pas de bourrée, or whatever comes next. So the last preparation that I want to talk about today is actually one of my favourites, and it's usually used in grand allegro. So with the feet, we're just going to do a chassé back, and then we're just going to extend the front leg. And then at the same time, the arms are going to come in a full port de bras, underdone, and then here. So it's kind of like an arabesque line. So all together, that's going to look like the arms start into fifth, chassé back as they come through first, and then prepare here. I just wanted to add that in because it's one of my favourite preparations, and I know that some of the other ones are kind of like, you know, they're not that exciting. So I wanted to talk about that one as well because it's a fun one to do. So guys, I really hope this video was helpful. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!